Hi there, this is Elena. I wanted to share with you my view on pros and cons of homeschooling. So Jet, what do you think about being homeschooled? Do you think it's a good thing or not?
Well, I think it's a good thing because school wasn't really giving me a challenge because it would be just like too easy to complete the work, and I'd always be like the first one to finish everything. I'd always win the games, and just winning everything isn't fun. I wanted something fun. I wanted something challenging.
What do you think? So how's homeschooling going now?
It's going pretty well.
I homeschool both of my kids on and off, and I could see all the benefits and detriments of the homeschooling process. Number one pro in my view is customization. You can customize not only the pace by which your child learns, but also the substance of what they're being educated about, because the world is changing very rapidly. Some of the skills that were relevant 40 years ago when the curriculums were put together are no longer relevant, and some of the skills that are omitted and are badly needed and are just absent in the general kind of educational system. So to be able to introduce things like entrepreneurship or some project or business into my children's curriculum was priceless. For example, my oldest son, he's very much into arts and creativity, and the school just didn't provide enough of that for him, and there was a lot more emphasis on the math and physics and things like that, with which he had no interest. He was doing well, but he had no interest in those topics, so it didn't feel like it was the right thing to do, is to force him to absorb that. So again, customization is number one pro of the homeschooling. Whether your child goes the fast pace or slower pace, whatever pace and whatever interest your child has, homeschooling allows you to match your child and keep that child a lot more happier and a lot better educated than the school. Number two is quality control. So in school, I feel like there's a lot of children, there's only one teacher, and sometimes teacher and an assistant teacher or some assistant parent. And that means each child only gets a small fraction of the attention from the teacher. And if the child is very good about learning, they will absorb a lot and the quality will be really high. They'll get tested and stuff. But at the same time, I noticed the quality was inconsistent. If the teacher is amazing, then the knowledge will be amazing. If the teacher is kind of like okay, then the child was learning at okay level or below that. And so to be able to, when you're involved on an everyday basis and it's a one-on-one instruction, the quality is much higher to me. And at the very least, you can always test it and see and understand what you're getting in terms of educational output. For example, for my youngest, he's going through tutoring, one-on-one tutoring, and the quality there is much higher because he gets all of the attention and he loves it. And sometimes I hear him laugh, and there's a lot of joy in it as well. It's not suffering. It's not boredom is what he was experiencing in school. So I just absolutely love it, and I think the quality is much higher in terms of the quality of educational and the quality of his experience with learning, because the last thing I want is for him to hate learning. Number three is more time with your kid. I love my kids. They're amazing. They're so cute. They smell good. They're just great. They're two great boys. And to be able to spend more time with them instead of just seeing them at a fraction of my day. I see them all the time. They're right outside the door right now. I think it's priceless, and that's what memories are made of, and that's what makes me happy and grounded, is to have them around. And I know I sound like a helicopter mom right now, but I'm very selfish. I love my children, so to be able to have them nearby is precious. It's worth $1 million to me or more, right? More than $1 million. So that's a huge value. The cons, let's talk about the cons. It's not all peaches and roses. Number one con is more time with your kids. Same as the pro, right? So more time with the kids, meaning like they're always at home too. So if you need to work or privacy, attend to anything else, that's gonna get a little bit compromised. So the children are always in your face, and you see them 24/7. That might be a bit of a con as well. It's pro and a con at the same time, so I'm sure every mom can relate to that, and every dad. but it's definitely a con. In a way, it's good to have your own life, your own space. So if you can set up carefully so you do have kind of separation, they have their own education in their own room or part of the house, and you have your work and your pursuits, and you have some privacy in a different part of the house, that's the best. Or even outside of the house, put them in the yard or something, or go to the yard. That kind of helps alleviate that problem. I actually took to hang out in the patio with my husband. Every night we just sit there and talk about nothing for like an hour, and the kids are playing inside, so it's just I love that, and we came to appreciate it as like favorite part of our day. Number 2 con is disruption. Again, if you're busy recording a video for your YouTube channel, working for the project, or doing anything else, at any moment the door can burst open and people will run in and they'll say, "Mom, I need the socks," or "the cat peed on the carpet," or something like that. There's always something going on, and so it's very disruptive. So you have to almost like train your kids to kind of stay away when you're in the middle of something important for the project. But it's up to you. You can manage that just like you manage everything else. Just like anticipate that will happen. Don't get frustrated, and just train them to stay out when you need that surge of productivity or privacy. Number 3, it's work. It's hard work. It takes time and energy and resources to sit down and map out curriculum or find the right resources or tutors or whatever you can, the books. It's actually quite a big investment of your effort, but to me it's worth it because of the pros. The pros are far outweighing the cons to me. So to be able to see my kids around the house, to have quality education, and to keep the kids happy and engaged, I think to me it's worth a lot. And I'm willing to kind of sacrifice some of my work and some of my energy to make sure this happens. I'm not gonna say I'm always successful, but I'm doing my best, and so far I've been really pleased with the results, and so were the children. So hopefully that was useful to you. Why don't you answer my question of the day, which is, what in your opinion is your favorite part about homeschooling your children, and what is your least favorite part, right? Comment below, and of course subscribe to my channel, because how else would you find out all my thoughts about homeschooling and my process? Okay, I might have different view of it a month from now or by the end of the quarantine. Have a good day, guys. Bye.